All right, so imagine this. China's all split up into 7 tough kingdoms fighting non-stop for 250 years. Blood, battles, and big dreams everywhere. Then one smart, ruthless king shows up and smashes them all into one China. Pretty wild, right? Okay, so picture this. Back around 475 BC, the old Zhou dynasty is basically done. It's falling apart, and the big families that used to answer to the king start running their own shows. Yeah, 7 main kingdoms rise up. Qin, Chu, Yan, Han, Zhao, Wei, and Shi. They're all fighting for land, power, and who gets to be the top dog. Look, these guys built huge armies, made better weapons, and even changed how they ran their lands to get stronger. Here is the thing. It wasn't just war all day. They also came up with new ideas in farming, trade, and thinking. But man, the battles were non-stop and super brutal. That constant fighting set the stage for one kingdom to take it all, and that's exactly what happened. All right, so let's talk about these 7 players real quick. Qin was out west, tough warriors who loved strict rules and big armies. Chu was huge in the south with lots of land and people but kinda spread thin. Yan up north was a bit quieter but still ready to throw down. Han, Zhao, and Wei were right in the middle, always in the mix and fighting each other. Qi over east had good trade and smart leaders but got too comfy sometimes. Yeah, so each one had its own strengths, alliances, and beefs with the neighbors. They kept making deals one day and stabbing each other in the back the next. Real talk. This whole mess lasted over 2 centuries with tons of small wars and sneaky moves. It was chaotic, but it pushed everyone to get better at war and running their stuff. That competition changed everything. So here's the thing. Qin wasn't always the favorite. They were on the edge of the map and people thought of them as rough outsiders. But they got smart leaders who made big changes. They used strict laws, rewarded soldiers who fought hard, and built a super organized army. Yeah, guys like Xiangyang helped turn Qin into a machine that could crank out troops and supplies. Look, they started winning more battles and grabbing land from neighbors. By the time young King Zheng, who becomes Qin Shi Huang, takes over, Qin is already the strongest. He teams up with smart advisors like Li Si. They make a clear plan, team up with far states and smash the close ones first. That strategy was a game changer. All right, so in 230 BC, Qin kicks things off by taking down Han. It was the smallest and closest, so they rolled in and took it pretty quick. 2 years later, they hit Zhao hard. Remember the Battle of Changping years earlier? Qin already crushed Zhao's army bad there. Now they finished the job under generals like Wang Jian. Yeah, Zhao fights tough, but Qin's discipline and numbers are too much. Here is the thing. Qin doesn't just win battles. They take the land and make it theirs. They move people around and set up their own rules. That's a big deal. Okay, so next up is Wei in 225 BC. Qin floods the area and breaks their defenses. Then they turn to the giant Chu in 223 BC. Chu is huge and strong, but Qin sends a massive army and clever generals. After some tough fights, Chu falls too. Yeah, so now only Yan and Qi are left. Yan tries the sneaky assassin move with Jingke. That story is legendary, but it fails and makes Qin even madder. They smash Yan's capital and force the king to run. Do not let that fool you. Qin was rolling like a machine by now.
Look, last one standing is Qi in 221 BC. Their leaders got tricked and bribed, so they barely fought back. Qin walks in pretty easy and it's over. All 7 kingdoms are now under one ruler. King Zheng calls himself Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor. Yeah, so after 250 years of fighting, China is finally one big country. He sets up new systems, builds roads, makes the writing the same everywhere, and even starts the Great Wall idea. That is a big deal. The Warring States period ends right there and a whole new chapter begins.
So here is the thing. Qin didn't just win wars. They changed how China worked forever. They made one strong central government instead of all these separate kings, standardized money, weights, and even the language so everyone could work together. Honestly, a lot of tough stuff happened too, like burning books and heavy taxes, but the unification stuck and later dynasties built on it. The name China actually comes from Qin. Pretty wild, right? From 7 fighting kingdoms to one powerful empire in just about 10 years of final conquests. That's the story of how China became China.